I was celibate for 4 years, and this is what I learned. So the reason I was celibate for 4 years, I didn't expect it to be that long. It wasn't like I set out and said, I'm going to be celibate for this amount of time. I basically got to a point where it's very accepted to have casual sex in today's modern day. So I was not getting the results in life that I wanted, mainly in my romantic relationships. I was in a situationship. I was never chosen. I wasn't a priority. I felt like I was just floating around, and it was just whoever I was seeing at the time. It just never seemed to work out. And I'd meet people out at bars and, we'd hit it off, and then maybe there'd be a bit of a fling, and then I wouldn't hear from them again. And I was sick of it. I did not want to deal with that. And I realized I started working on myself, and I started loving myself and working on my self concept to become better, right? And as soon as I started doing that, very quickly, I realized it's not okay for just any person who I don't trust, who I don't know, who I don't care about even, to be in my space that intimately. No, absolutely not. And it was so liberating. I have to say, it was COVID in the time, just like, there was probably a year before COVID that I became celibate. So it maybe made it a bit longer. But I definitely decided, no, absolutely not. And I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait 6 weeks. When I meet someone, I'm going to wait 6 weeks before we are intimate. And that was okay. And it was so liberating. And I would mention it at the start of dating someone. And most men, well, all men that I met were very open to it and very happy with that. And it almost like I would say to these men that I started dating, I said, I'm looking for a relationship. I want something serious. And you could see their masculinity rise. It was amazing. I'd never experienced that before, because before I was always a bit like, oh, well, I hope you like me. I don't know. Do you like me? I'll just do whatever you want and hopefully you like me. And there was such a difference in this power that I had, where I said, no, I'm not accepting anything less than what I deserve. And so it meant that I was not intimate with someone for a very long time. And towards the end, I realized it was more of a wall that I'd had put up. Through some therapy, I realized that I was pushing people away before they even got to know me. And that's another story. But basically, it was very empowering to know what I wanted and to be completely unapologetic about asking for that. And so, like I said, I was very upfront. I knew I wanted a relationship. I wanted to build a life with someone. And I told them straight away. And you could see the change in their response to me. It was really exciting and really powerful. So if you're thinking about doing something different, changing the way you show up in the world of dating, I highly recommend just taking your time with relationships and intimacy. Now, it was very interesting because a lot of people, some of my friends were like, because it had been so long, were like, come on, just go out, have some fun, who cares? And I was like, no way. What do you mean? This, again, our bodies are sacred. Our space and that intimacy is sacred. I do not want someone's random energy around me if it's not right. And I have no regrets. I have no regrets there were a few guys in that time that I met, and it didn't end up working out. And I'm so happy that I didn't rush into that part of the relationship, because it didn't work out, right? But all of them were happy to wait. So there's so much power in holding on to that. Now, on the flip side, like I said before, I was very much closed off towards the end, and I needed to work through that. So you don't want to go too far. That's probably another story about dating and opening yourself up to multiple dates. I was asked out many times and none of them were good enough, or they didn't do this, and I was like, cut them off straight away. Whereas when I opened myself up to dating different people, even if I wasn't sure at first, that's when my heart was much more open. And that's when I met someone, and it was very easy. It was a very simple process. Whereas I hadn't met anyone for many years, and I realized it was because I was quite closed off. But I definitely didn't go down the path that some of my friends suggested, was just hook up with someone, just have some fun. It's not fun to me. It doesn't have to be fun for you either. You put yourself first. Put yourself first. And your body is sacred. No one should be entering your body unless you trust them. And it takes time to build that trust. And 6 weeks isn't even that long. If someone can't wait 6 weeks to be intimate with you, you don't want to be with them. No thanks. So I highly recommend it. At least waiting 6 weeks for intimacy. I'm not talking about kissing. Some people say wait like 3 months before you kiss them. I'm like, no, hell no. I would not be waiting that long. But really deep intimacy, I highly recommend waiting. And you'll see, even when you mention it to men, they want to rise to that challenge, and if they don't, you don't want that guy. He's not in his masculine. He's not the type of guy you want anyway. So give that a go and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'm happy to talk more about this. It's a very interesting topic. Stand firm with yourself and don't let your friends or society tell you that it's just fun. It's just a bit of fun. No, it's not. It's not. It's your energetic portal to your soul, basically. I find I don't agree with being promiscuous. I don't agree with just giving it up to anyone in the name of fun. There's other ways you can do that without involving another human and their energetic makeup entering your body. I just don't agree with it. But anyway, I'm happy to talk more about it. I've talked a lot already. So put a comment down below. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.